else to add to the agenda?
Yes, just the only other final point, which I know we're looking to get communications out here this week for everyone. I know budget worksheets and things like that are pretty much ready and being put out, but we are looking to start the 2013 budget planning process later this month, with meetings scheduled again Monday evening, 6 o'clock, starting the latter part of this month through November. It gives the chance to finalize the 2013 budget before the end of the year.
Todd, you're saying about the newsletter. The other day, the neighbor down where I live was putting up a new fence, tore the old one down, put a new fence up. They said, do you need a permit? I said, no, you're putting a new fence up, existing fence. Of course, I was wrong. Maybe in the newsletter, Joe, you could list all the, what you need permits for. List them from windows, doors, roofs, in the newsletter, then also on rental properties. I know you're working with a situation, I was going to ask you how you're making out, where the landlord had a rental property for years and years and years and claims he didn't know it.
Yeah.
Okay? I think that should also be in the newsletter. If you're a rental property owner, this is the requirements, and list that. So 5 years down the road, the guy can't say, well, I never knew it.
Right.
Because, you know, that's the old thing.
Our website does have something on there for what you need a permit for. But
I don't know, where does that stand right now?
the website? Or?
No. The rental property that...
I was going to put that on the agenda for the next meeting and see, because I was going to recuse myself from dealing with it, because it was it's the same guy you're talking about. He used to be my landlord at one time, so I didn't want to make a decision on it.
Well, he's a good friend of mine, but the sad part about it is whatever decision we make is going to haunt us, good or bad.
Right. Well, it's been like that since the 50s. I mean, it just was overlooked and.
The sad part is I'm driving down the road and the policeman stops you and the chief stops you.
No, that's why I wanted to bring it up at the next meeting.
I didn't know what the speed limit was. Shame on me.
Right. No, I understand. No.
So.
Yeah, what was that?
Susquehanna Avenue.
Last house someone
Let's get it for the next meeting then. So he hasn't even bought a permit yet?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't given them a deliberation yet on what we're going to do. So.
Okay, we'll get all the facts together then.
Okay.
I think there's a time when it makes sense to look at that ordinance again, because we have these sort of goofy situations that come up from time to time. Kind of sympathetic.
Didn't we also establish a subcommittee?
What's that?
That's actually one of these cases.
Yes.
It's a goofy situation how this all came about.
Well, it's not any different than an undercover situation, and
Exactly.
we just made him pay to buy the permit.
Well, we had other ones too where they didn't have to pay.
Yes,
You know,
in the past.
When was that, though?
what, Darlis Garment or something? There was one there that didn't have to pay because it was a situation where it was the same thing, where it was a long-time rental but didn't.
But they have it on a permit now.
Yeah, that's another one of those goofy situations. This of course is all media, which is before there was a situation where there was a property that was a rental, and prior to administration, when this rental became a business, and then when this person passed away, they wanted to make a rental again. But she continued, she paid the housing permits, but she never paid the registration fee or whatever, something like that.
$1,000.
Yeah, whatever it was, and something like that it was. You know, that was one of those situations.
Yeah, so I was just going to bring it up.
But this situation you're talking about there, a gentleman had got the house when his mother passed away. And he never knew about any of the procedures or anything. And as Joe was saying, he used to rent off people. You know, Joe's close says his turnaround says he was a kid. You know, so it's one of those situations. Yeah, it's a long time.
What happens, and most of the time the only way we find out about it is if people come in and ask us, but tell us.
Yeah, that's what happened. We came in and asked the question
And
about
that's the same thing with undercover, it's the same thing. He came in wanting to pay it for a permit, we found out it wasn't even have a permit on it.
But that's a little bit different situation.
It's the same scenario.
Well, he actually signed off or something, didn't he?
Yeah, he actually had him as rental, signed him off no longer as a rental, and then he wanted a rental again.
So it was a
I've done
little.
the same thing. I gave mine up when my daughter moved in. I came back and paid $1,000. But that was my decision.
Right.
Yeah, same thing Larry did. But Michael, we all know there's more out there, am I correct?
Oh, Jim, I'm sure there's numerous, you know. We find them on a monthly basis. You
But
know.
all we're doing, we're not finding anybody, we're just making them buy the permit, aren't we?
Mhm.
All right.
There's actually one case where I actually went to court on it. You know.
Well, but, so I don't really understand why you just don't tell the lady, the man, just to go get a permit. Why are you bringing up the meeting? Am I missing something?
No.
No, I mean, I was looking at it as similar to the other one where he didn't have to pay the fee, but I didn't want to be the one saying he didn't have to pay the fee because he used to be my landlord. I thought I'd leave that up to you guys if you wanted to let him go without paying the fee. If not, if you wanted to pay it, then. But under my thing, it's been a rental since the 50s. You know, they bought it that way, his parents or whatever. Just because we missed it when we started our rental program,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily want to fine him, or charge him extra.
because it's not a new rental. It's not, you know, I mean,
So you're not looking to excuse him from past mistake. It's like, okay, we discovered it, now just pay the fee.
Right.
yeah, just pay the rental, like the $50 for your rental permit.
But that's where the property comes. Okay, he hasn't paid the rental fee that everybody else has been paying for years and years and years. Okay?
We're talking $1,000 fee.
I know, but let's go back though. It used to be $25, went to $35, now it's up to $50, okay?
Right.
He never paid none of those, so he got a free ride there already, okay? Everybody else in the city, not everybody, most of us have all been paying that fee as we're going. He has escaped all the costs incurred that everybody else has incurred. Now, we find out, here's a rental that has nothing, no permits or no nothing, okay? They want to waive the application fee and so forth. I think you should start out from scratch, okay? If you didn't know about it, fine. Here's the new rules and regulations. Here's where you start. Because he hasn't been paying his money anyhow.
But you still need to pay $1,000.
Well, that's the question at hand now,
Okay.
okay? I won't say they, it was suggested that they were going to waive the $1,000. I'm looking at it, he never paid the $35 and $50 for all these years.
Yeah.
He already got the free ride. If you add all those years up, since we said the 30s,
But no, wait a minute, he got this property from the loss of his mother. You know, so he acquired the property as a death benefit, I guess.
Just now.
This is an inheritance. Okay.
Within like 2 years, I guess it was, or a year and a half or something, he passed away.
but by the same
And that's what I
token,
said, he was all papers to this. And he called us and said, I need your help. You know, and then when we found out it wasn't a rental, he's like, what do you mean it wasn't a rental? My parents had this as a rental since the 50s.
but here's something that doesn't make sense. Why did he call you? He has a rental. Why do you even refer to the code officer? What the heck?
They're doing remodel. They're doing a permit. They're doing remodeling.
Wanted to try to investigate and do it right.
Correct.
You got to give
You
him
know,
credit.
he thought he wanted this right now because his parents had that for so many years. You know, he thought it was all legitimate. And then he just gained ownership of it and fell into this hole.
So we can't, I guess, hold him accountable for what his parents did, but if you
No.
inherited it, if you start out, like you said, from scratch with your $1,000 and then your fees, as everybody else would from here on out,
Right.
that at least puts him on the right
Right
path.
track.
Yeah.
A question. What would happen if that place was sold to somebody and they came in as a new owner? Would they have to pay a $1,000 fee?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to fine him for missing a couple of years or 20 years, whatever it is. He already got that.
Of course,
He had the $1,000 fee.
If you buy a property that's already a rental, no, the name just transferred.
No, he's saying he doesn't have a permit, Michael.
But if he doesn't have a permit, yes, then he has to
If
start.
you buy a property that already has a permit, you don't have to buy another one.
Right.
Right, but if you buy a property that, I mean, the town bought a property and didn't have a rental,
Right.
or whatever, then you would be accountable to buy.
$1,000 permit to make it a rental.
Right down here, you would have boat agency and you used to have a rental property for sale. First thing they're going to ask you be the permits for it. That's always the question. Michael, how many, you get phone calls all the time?
Yeah.
Or the rental permit's paid up, am I correct?
Yeah.
Because they know if they're not, they buy it and you'll pay the $1,000.
Correct.
Okay.
So your goal is to bring it to the next meeting and ask us if we want to waive that.
Well, if you guys want to make him pay, I mean, I'm not in favor of that $1,000 fee at all. I'd like to get rid of that. I don't like it at all. I don't think it's right that we even charge people that $1,000.
But right now.
But if that's, I think it's discouraging our rental market. We have less rentals because of it, and we would have a more vibrant market if we didn't have that 1,000. There's a lot of vacant buildings around town because of that ordinance.
Well, we had at least 23 of them, because I remember Jim arguing with me when I wanted to help Undercoffer out, and we said, no, we have to pay the $1,000.
Oh, I know that, but I'm saying that we have a lot of vacant properties in town because they can't meet that, or they don't want to pay the $1,000.
So Joe, let's back up here. We're more than double the national average in rentals. We wanted to deplete the rentals. We're 52, I think we're down to 52, 53%, but we used to be like 56.
Yeah.
Who said 65 or at?
Yeah.
I have one other
Well,
question.
you heard 65, I never heard 65.
No, I didn't either. 1980s census. Look at the
I thought it was
census.
54.
We've always been the
A
same.
couple months ago, it was brought up here about absentee owners. We were discussing the,
The new landlord stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
and there was a place brought up about 11th Street where they continually were trying to get hold of this person in New Jersey or something. Has been any progress made on that?
Oh, yeah, they paid up everything. That was the people from, was it New York, Long Island, or something, or New York?
New York, Bronx.
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 Yep, they're all paid up.
Yeah.
That's because we threatened that they were going to be out.
That's
The
good.
tenants got them paid up. We don't care who
That's what
does
you
it,
guys
just
do to
pay
get
them.
money, that's what needs to be done.
I mean, they're in a good situation, Michael. That guy there in New York said that he didn't know about the fees, am I correct?
Correct.
So what are you gonna say? I'll waive them because I didn't know about them?
There again, Jim, that's good of the situation, because that wasn't rental, he was given the housing permits. He just neglected them.
But initially he said he didn't know about them. He didn't know he had to pay
That
the
I don't know, Jim. That I don't know. I know he was ignoring our request to pay the housing
fees.
permits.
Well, yes, that part's correct, and then you're gonna shut them down, I got it attached.
Yes, ma'am.
Why? I agree, $1,000 seems,
That's almost half the first month's rental or a third of it. Why is the city entitled to
Well,
it? I don't.
here's the question.
It's a business.
Some municipalities charge, well, I know there's a municipality that charges $3,000 just to hook up to the water and sewer line, okay, for the connection. They ain't taking paid to have it hooked up. That's just the permit fees, the $3,000. I just talked to a guy the other day, I think it was in Monroe Township or Selinsgrove, I'm not positive. It's $2,500 just to have the right to hook up for the permit fees, okay? And the reason the 1,000 was put on, Jan, was to deter people making more rentals in the city because of the problem we have. We just, when you're double the national average, it's not good. Regardless of what Joe says, rentals, sure. We could have 100 rental or 100% rentals, then we wouldn't have a whole lot. It's better having owner-occupied homes than a bunch of rental people. That's why the $1,000 was put on. And besides that, it goes in Joe's department to spend. And I'm sure you put it to good use, Joe. You wouldn't waste that $1,000 person.
Well, when did we make this ordinance? In 2003 or something? Is that when
I know.
is that-
It was 500 originally. I'm not sure when they made it 1,000.
Jim, you brought it up, didn't you? You're the one that came
Yeah.
up with it, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was. Joe, I do so
It's like
much, Joe, I
500.
can't remember everything.
The fee was increased November 2007.
Okay.
It was 500.
It was 500, then it went to 1,000 November 2007. Don't ask me why I remember that, because I don't know, but I do remember it.
Then with that increase, does that encourage blighted properties?
That's what I'm saying. We have more vacant properties in town.
I don't understand if you have a permit, where does the 1,000, this is for new rentals.
New rentals, I see.
So you had one 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
It's a one-time fee, $1,000 one-time fee,
Ah,
registration fee.
for
Then every year after, it's just
Oh, no, it's not
$50.
yearly.
Per
Oh, my
year.
goodness, that would.
Yeah, imagine if they wanted to build another high-rise here, we'd have a $200,000 fee to build a high-rise with 200 units.
Well, that doesn't apply though to government buildings.
Well, that Front Street's a private.
Oh, private, I
Yeah.
don't, well,
So nobody would ever invest money like that in this city again, because
Well, I'm
$200,000.
sure when a hotel.
And a fee.
We'll figure out something.
Well, you can't make an exception for certain people.
Wait
We
a
have a
second.
law that's
Wait,
very
Joe, a hotel doesn't, it doesn't apply to a hotel, this is a rental. Hotel's not a rental.
I didn't say a hotel, I said a high-rise. I said an apartment building,
They
right?
said hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah.
And actually, we do charge a fee for hotels. I think it's like 35 a room or something like that.
No, he was referring to the $1,000 per room.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anything else?